these fights.
I mean, this just feels like the comfort zone so far here for one team. They've got their Vi, they've got the Cork here, they've got that late game scaling. The pace doesn't necessarily need to be advanced just yet, but they will go ahead and go for that play. Ellie in trouble underneath the turret, 1v3 fights, but in comes the Grand Entrance looking to try and protect him. Out goes the Cyclone of damage, not going to connect, but he has been protected. 3 members low from Team Flash underneath the turret. Ellie will be fine for the meantime, blinking health bar, but the gank has gone sideways. And a flash has to be burnt away by Ninja 7.
Whenever they want to try something out.
Well, this hasn't been a game of Dragon Focus. We've skipped the third. We're straight into a Mountain Elder. Now the fight to determine who will take this one. Hextag Ultimatum locking the place together. Looking to try and get that kill. There is the Empowered Q. Takes him down, but gets responded there by Kid. Has a flash, but burned the Ignite so far. Sitting on a double kill so far. Kid certainly is looking to try and ramp up his aggression in this game. Has the ultimate. Looking for the execute. Not going to find it. Waiting for that next skill 1 charge. Try and jump into this one. Joyce very low. Storm battery committed, looking to lock him in place. All these teleports coming on through, looking to try and bolster the members of one team. They are flooding him with resources, flooding him with pressure. They've done enough with respawn timers at 45.
And champion like Camille, Lee Sin, like it's so hard to like picking them off.
Yep. Too mobile.
Yeah.
Well, of course, right now we are entering our Champion Select for our first game of the day between Team Flash and one team. And right now, we are seeing the bans that are coming out. No Rengar, no Gragas, no Ziggs. And on the other side, we also have no Olaf, and no Renekton, and no Lee Sin. Well, you know, really leaning heavily onto the jungle, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of jungle like banning out.
Look, what did I tell you guys, right? It's gonna be Shy and Joyce versus Kid and CNL. You see the Camille Riven. They're throwing down the gauntlet from game 1 here.
Whoa. I really like the Riven and Galio combination.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
it's really strong at the side lane. Like, you can have like Riven playing deep at the side lane and got a Galio cover like from his ulti.
Yeah, and it lets him 1v1
now we
the
see on
Camille.
Orianna too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
wow.
They got the Rakan now. They got that Rakan. So I guess the Team Flash is looking to bring the fight over here to one team. But Corki, buy on Corki. Interesting.
So do you think that this is gonna be Kokinami coming out here, Jess?
I'm not sure though.
Okay.
We still don't know like where's Corki and this Galio gonna go,
that's
right?
true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a flex.
Yeah, so one team do have a lot of flexes. That's actually super cool here. Team Flash, it looks like they just want to play the Wombo combo though, right? So they're just gonna look the team fight, gonna go deliver the RE ball. Pretty simple stuff. Is that what we're expecting?
Yeah.
Wow. Wait.
No, this was a really big pick for Ellie in play. It's like he was so effective on it. Like most people use Aurelion Sol as primarily a roamer, but he does so much damage in team fights with his stars.
He's gonna do it.
Oh no, but yeah, you have to counter pick.
Yes, so we talked about that Aurelion Sol. That was a huge factor in our notes. Omo, do you think that your predictions might change because they brought out the A Sol? But
No.
I don't know. There's a lot of CC coming here on the side of Team Flash. You know, every single champ that they have, they are looking to control one team. One team though, a lot of comfort picks I would say on the side here of one team, especially in the jungle. What are your thoughts on this, Jess? How do you think, you know, this has changed possibly a prediction, or what do you think? Is it still gonna favor one team?
I think it's still gonna favor one team because if they from Team Flash perspective, if they cannot unlock the Camille at the side lane, it's gonna be really hard because like their composition relies on magic damage. Like Aurelion Sol, Orianna, even Rakan. Yeah, the Rakan deal a lot of damage in team fight.
Right. Omo, any final thoughts before we head into our first game of the day?
No, I do agree. I think they got a lot of comfort picks on the side of Team Flash, but I think that one team, they have just countered basically everything. The Corki is going to free scale against the Ori, the Yasuo's going to do great against the A-Soul, and this top mid Jug combo from one team, I think can just run down the mid jungle of Team Flash.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the A-Sol matchup against the Yasuo. I have mentioned that I feel like, you know, it's really going to be Ellie and Vaya that will be the playmakers over here. But checking out as well Joyce and Shanyo, it is going to be like a lot of action in the jungle as well. Team Flash though, Such an interesting lineup over here. You know, you just see it, just imagining like the amount of ultimates that are gonna come in. You have the Hextech Ultimatum, you have the Cataclysm, and you have the Shockwave. They are just trying to make sure that they maintain control of all of the team fights. I'm not exactly sure if one team is gonna give that to them though. I mean, you have that Galio there ready to tank the damage, and then you have that Corki just ready to, you know, fire everything from afar and dash on in case things get a little too sticky, of course. But we are gonna find out, of course, how this match is going to go down. We are kicking things off with a bang, a flash, and possibly the one team to rule them all. We are gonna find out. Casters, over to you guys. What do you got for us?
Very much there, Mika. Yes, we are getting ourselves excited and keen to load in here for the very first game of the group stages. It will, in fact, as you say, Team Flash be up against one team with a point to prove. You have to imagine here, Riku.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one team coming from the Summer Super Cup, landing in second place. Of course, we've got Team Flash as well, who still have something to prove for sure. And as the panelists have mentioned, this is definitely going to be a tall order.
Certainly will be, but I'm already excited straight out the gates here with this mid-lane matchup. Ellie says, look, we're dropping the gauntlet. We're playing that Aurelion Sol once again. His most played champion, and he is undefeated over 3 games so far. But Baya there in that final pick says, you think you can be spicy, you think you can be cool, watch this Yasuo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just as what the Jess has mentioned, this composition coming from one team looks really good against this, triple AP, double AP composition coming from Team Flash. You just have that magic shield from CU over there with that hero's entrance. And it's just a perfect double whammy setup for that big knockup later for Baya. There's just so many things that will set up for Baya as well. Aside from this Galio, Xianyo will play a big part, and Kid as well on this ribbon.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this jungle matchup in particular. It is going to be explosive. It is going to be quite volatile. Lanes to gank, obviously, in that top half of the map. Certainly can be influenced rather easily. Both Riven and Camille wanting to be as much of a threat as they can be, as we can already see Kid copying a fair bit of a beating. Ignite goes out, so summoners were traded, as Kid has to flash away and pick up the honey fruit down to half so far.
I think that is a scary thing. For Kid, you already have lost your defensive summoner spell. Shy still has it. So in an aggressive standpoint, but if you involve the jungler, that could be a different scenario.
Shy could be now the focus here for a gang. No, just going to try and trim this wave, imagining Kid just wants to get himself that forced reset back. But 1v2, Shy's not afraid. Hook shots off the wall. Charge goes across, and Joyce is here, hence why he's so confident to make that play. And they will stabilize, keep the lane in a neutral state.
You're going to be a little bit worried there because of that big setup. That could have been first blood very easily. But good call coming from one team to decide to just back away. But the thing is, I think the mid lane will be very, very extremely important for Ellie. You mentioned that pretty big win rate on this Aurelion Sol. The fact that, again, an A-Sol can be very, very involved towards the side lanes, having the travel and speed boost through, and as well as the objective fights with an easy big stun once you're able to set that up.
Huge stun, and that really was the talking point of the play-ins, where we had our fair share of Twisted Fates and Gallios. Ellie says, no, Aurelion Sol is my counter pick, that's my choice. And it just looks so good. That was the most scary part about it all. It was pumping out damage. His stats are phenomenal so far. KDA through the roof, and really is my player to watch so far.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be very interesting to see, especially now that it's level 5. How will Team Flash be able to find these picks or be able to influence the side lanes, especially topside? Shy has been winning, and therefore this could be a prime opportunity to basically set up for a potential dive, involve Ellie, involve Joyce. With it, when there is a Jarvan 4, usually you will expect a dive.
Very well, as they will get that Chilling Smite online as quickly as possible. First gank, obviously warning shots here, but no first blood, as you say. Imagine both these teams now are going to get themselves the desirable tempo, as those objectives will be up in less than 50 seconds now. So from the wave, get those first item spikes, and look to try and find a degree of control on this map. Make the first real move here, because in terms of the objectives, it has just been that gentleman's agreement to pick up opposite crabs, get vision down on the map. With everyone having that ultimate available, it's the calm before the storm now.
Exactly, that's why CU is here in the mid lane, hoping to find an opportunity to get that knock-up and that last breath. now it seems that the plan has been foiled. So now where will see you involve himself because, you know, Corki, he can actually leave the Corki alone just because of having that Valkyrie Ninja 7 pretty safe. You got big wave clear. So this is definitely something Team Flash should watch out for, especially Team Flash will be looking into getting that Rift Herald and then opening the map up. Unleash Shy, he has been that big stable ground for topside, and one team, obviously Kid, has been struggling in the early game.
Yeah, and Shy's really gone from strength to strength across the full season into the plains, and whilst we said, you know, Bracket scene the plains wasn't the hardest group for them, they haven't truly had that challenge, only dropping one game. He has made a name for himself on all these mechanically intense champions. Wants to prove a point here. Might be the 4th seed, but certainly can wrestle with the best. There goes the first game. Cataclysm locks him in place. Assault and Battery will grant them that first blood. Jianyo on the board. Oh, the quickness is there, and the red carpet is dropped. The package won't find it, but they have cut off the angle. Now trying to spot a bobber. Is the Camille though, so don't worry about that one. 4 members strong. Kid's rather low, but the Herald is still there.
Shy's still lurking in. Does he want to attempt to steal? But Tsiu is right there to deny that.
Not going to be the case here. Team Flash unable to try and push through mid into towards the river. Ninja just waiting for that Valkyrie. Will find it. No need to burn the Flash just yet. So, only 1 kill and a Herald. Not going to be stolen away. But good news so far for one team.
Ellie?
Ellie being very aggressive.
It's a little bit worrisome because he wanted the honey fruit so bad, and he was basically in melee range already from Baya. That could have ended disastrous if Siu was there to set up a taunt and punish that honey fruit, but, you know, he's not there. He still gets to live another day, is able to regen, deny Baya sustain a little bit, but it is now the Air Drake already the aim for one team to get a 2-for-2 when it comes to early objectives, and they can keep doing this because Xianyo will almost have his assault and battery up in the next fight again, and they can get a pick and basically rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and they have a very strong top side now with the Trinity Force as well as the Black Cleaver complete. If they can unlock Kid to come down here, but he's constantly getting pushed against his turret. Down a level now as a result, and both will have their ultimate very shortly, so potential recipe for disaster for them to fight that 1v1 once again. But it will be Team Flash to deploy into the bottom half of the river first. The Dragon has been aggroed, but they don't seem to want to commit to this just yet. Wrestling for control, wrestling for vision, and looking for that initial engage.
Yeah, they need Ellie to set this up. They need Joyce to set this up as well with the Shockwave combo. They've got so much CC to actually get a pick as well. But the biggest target was definitely Baya and as well as Ninja 7, which is pretty hard to reach. So therefore the pressure is towards Glory D to set these up for Team Flash. And now there is that little bit of hesitation because one team also has a very scary big team fight potential. I think the winning area for Team Flash is definitely Shy over there. He is definitely winning that lane against Kid, and therefore one team will have to be careful in later phases of the game where it's that big 4-1 split push threat in the late game.
100%. I mean, that's Camille's bread and butter, much like the Fiora. Does excel at that, but very adept at those team fights as well. And one team have had enough for this little fancy feat of the dancing in the mid lane. They said, we're not going to go for the A-Ram. We're not going to wait around. We are going to summon that Herald, and just like that, go straight towards the Dragon. A common play, and it does work out. They get a few turret plates, and they will get the first 2 objectives of this game.
Yeah, it's the classic, you get the Dragon, we'll get First Blood Tower, we're gonna empower our top lane because Shy again is this big threat. Even now during the early phases of the game, Kid cannot be involved in these fights, which is fine because again, you've got Baya with so much setups.
Daniel definitely reminding Glory D just how much damage Vi can do in the early stages of this game. That's just a Trinity Force, but certainly weaving in those autos quite nicely. Just look at the atomization here from Team Flash. They know that there is so much attack damage on the opposition. So many plated steel caps picked up here, showing that they will have that durability to fight that fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very big contrast. You know, Team Flash is just full of AP. One team, the big opposite of that big AD damage. So we'll see how the itemizations will go. Maybe we'll get to see more of that Maw, perhaps, in the game later on. But so far, I mean, there's Siu who will be able to compensate for that with that magic shield. And one team, they're very happy. You know, I feel like the mid game is just where they're going to be very scary. We're seeing now Ninja 7 with having to build through that Muramana, perhaps, and even Triforce. So after picking that up, that's the time one team can be a little bit more confident in these fights.
I mean, this just feels like the comfort zone so far here for one team. They've got their vibe, they've got the cool gear, they've got that late game scaling. The pace doesn't necessarily need to be advanced just yet, but they will go ahead and go for that play. Ellie in trouble underneath the turret, 1v3 fights, but in comes the Grand Entrance looking to try and protect him. Out goes the Cyclone of damage, not going to connect, but he has been protected. 3 members low from Team Flash underneath the turret. Ellie will be fine for the meantime, blinking health bar, but the gank has gone sideways, and a flash has to be burnt away by Ninja 7.
Yeah, I didn't have much of a choice. He was pretty much cornered. Look at this, Team Flash. Not only, we expected this to be a struggle for Team Flash just because of, on paper, one team has been incredibly solid, their experience in the Summer Super Cup. But now, this is more than even. This is Team Flash taking control of the game, and it's really, really impressive.
Yeah, and this is the point to prove, right, as we say, as these teams now come in for the group stages, claiming that first seed. How big is that divide? It had really been the narrative of the play-ins as to, not all teams are made equal and so on, but so far Team Flash are holding their own and are looking to make that cross-map play. It is still around the Shy, and it does receive a lot of the emphasis, and you can understand why. Most gold in the game right now, and up by 1,500 compared to the Ribbon.
Exactly. This is him with the early lead, with most likely, just one visit coming from Joyce, but everything else is all because of his own efforts in the solo lane, dealing that 1v1 against Kid. And yeah, this is, again, looking back, very, very impressive, because when we look towards the Summer Super Cup before, it is, again, one team that's second place as a region from Taiwan, and Team Flash, of course, all of the Vietnamese teams landed in 3rd and 4th place. And now, again, this is just a statement of how much a powerhouse of a region this is.
So delicate the situation right now, 10 minutes into this one. The gold lead, it's insignificant. It's pretty much dead even. A kill was traded for that turret, as we saw earlier on. But one team are reminding them the caliber of team that they are, and continue to invade and showcase that they aren't afraid to take those fights if presented. Team Flash showing respect and just playing towards opposite sides of the map. I mean, they got their first turret top side, they're now playing and nearly claimed the second turret bot side. Really looking to try and open up the map, allow Shy to be that split pushing threat, as you say. Working towards that 2nd and 3rd item spike, but not getting too caught in the game plan that is one team, which want to fight, want to assert control. Might now look to try and catch up the Shy, who's down to half, has the flash away, hook shot wasn't enough, and that next dragon has now just spawned.
One team has been trying to constantly deal with Shy, even having to put CU. Mid lane could be in trouble though. They're fine. They're just clearing the way. But that's the thing. One team has been making attempts at Shy's life here and there, but unfortunately has not exactly succeeded. And I think it's because of the pressure that Ellie has here in the map. He's able to just join in as well. Not as fast as a hero's entrance, but it does the job still. So one team now being very careful. Again, they have this big wombo combo. They need everybody else involved here. Maybe even including Kid to set up the flanks, especially. You've got Ellie and Dialing going to be far back, having to poke here and there, unless Ellie is the first one to go in and initiate the fight.
Yeah, and you're seeing this is the frustration for one Kid, is that he's trying to fight, but he can't find it. The rest of his team in this 4-1 split are looking to try and clear waves and put pressure on turrets as well. But the wave clear that Team Flash have between the double AP threat is proving to be a bit cantankerous. Here comes that gank. There is the flash. The assault on battery queued up and ready. Order CC coming his way. Shy has been shut down. Getting a bit too big for his boots. He had that 1,500 gold lead. It's still going to be the same. But now in a 4v5-1, look to go for the second Drake.
I love the discipline coming from one team here.
Oh, that's a beautiful quickness. We're already locking them all in place right now. There is the hero's entrance. Knocks them up. Causes a fair bit of disruption so far. Ninja, double summoners, but down to 20%. CU forced the flash away as well. The bot laner 1 has to disengage. There's another flash, and there's the flag and drag, and there is Yasuo Gombayaya. Pops everything, not gonna find it. The AD carry of an Orianna, Dialing proving how proficient he is in this champion. It's not a mid laner, but he gets a double kill.
Beautiful setup, beautiful target prioritization from Team Flash. Every single time they find someone who is full HP, basically, they focus target on them and they're forced to run away. That is the reason why a lot of the members coming from one team were pretty much low, therefore they just want to retreat. Again, this composition from one team are very full-on, all-in. There's no disengage whatsoever, and that's the reason why one team struggled, even though they wanted to run away.
And that's the concern you had to say, Riku, is when they do go in with those initiation tools, if there's not anything found within the first 5-10 seconds, they are going to panic. I mean, we saw that, right? They were definitely realizing, well, we're not getting those kills, we're forced to flash away, but that is the benefit of Team Flash, is they can run you down with this comp.
And it's going to be a worrying trend for sure, because they still have to deal with Shy in that 4-1 split push, and I feel like that is exactly why they're turning their attention towards just basically stalking Shy wherever he goes, tries to punish. And the fact that Team Flash already won that fight, minus Shy's involvement, is a pretty huge statement on how the state of the game currently is.
Absolutely. I mean, considering that he is still the one with the most gold in this game, and very different game plans. 3 turrets to 1. Bit of frustration here from one team as they're looking to try and find those ganks, they're looking to try and find waves to play around, but they just don't exist.
And that's the reason why Team Flash is just very happy.
Oh.
What? Glory!
Glory being very, very risky, I suppose is the word we'll use there. Maybe a bit of a madman, to say the least. 4 members were looking to collapse on him, dropping out of vision for just a second there. And one team will be forced to disengage away, but now maybe split and caught out of position. Flash can be used here by Xian Yo. Not going to be the case, though. Going to hold on to that one and just wait out that Cataclysm. Gets dropped down to 50%. And Joyce is reminding him that both these junglers can certainly pack a punch.
That's really difficult with the 1v1 as well at bot side. That tower is going down slow. Where's the punish? There's no punish because one team has been pushed constantly into their own base. And the threat of them responding, there's just going to be big cooldowns like the Shockwave, like Glory D's Charm, and everything else just funneling in. And Team Flash is just happy about this, just banking on Shy, winning the 1v1, getting that 4-1 split push threat, and if he needs help, Team Flash is ready to collapse.
I mean, this is just Shy's playground at this stage because he's playing anywhere he wants with no real threat of getting ganked. One gank has happened, sure, it paid the price by falling down, but he knows that the rest of his team is putting enough pressure on the map that he can afford to play so aggressively, that he can continue what has been 15 minutes of bringing it to Kid and showing that, hey, I feel like I'm better than you, I'm playing like I'm better than you, what's your next move?
Exactly, the next move is, you know, one team just trying to bring in more people to 1v3 Shy because the 1v1 is not going to be enough. If Kid just, you know, is in that scenario, more towers are going to keep falling. That means the Baron later on is going to be incredibly crucial because Shy is going to be there constantly.
Silent Battery goes out again, deja vu, we've seen this play happen before. Oh, the flash away, but it wasn't enough. The ultimate comes across and Kid finds revenge.
Nicely done response coming from one team. They know that this is a window, this is a lull. That means they can try to take advantage of the long death timers and claim back what has been lost when it comes to map control. And this, one team, they can afford this because there is the hero's entrance.
Looking for it, Ellie running him down, empowered the orbs, looking to try and get a beautiful quickness and a knock up afterwards. The Cataclysm guarantees that you're getting shut down, that you are locked in place. The hero's entrance to try and run away, and so you also forced to burn the flash into his blue buff. Valkyrie committed as well, and this is the pressure that Team Flash can bring your way as one team are running for the hills.
This is exactly what we're talking about, right? Once one team decides to focus on Shy, Team Flash is just ready to collapse and punish, maybe even get 2 kills out of that, and maybe even an extra tower. The damage has been done. One team isn't exactly having an equivalent exchange off of the map. They're always on the losing end of these deals whenever they want to try something out.
Well, this hasn't been a game of Dragon Focus. We've skipped the third. We're straight into a Mountain Elder. Now the fight to determine who will take this one. Hextag Ultimatum locking the place together. Looking to try and get that kill. There is the empowered Q. Takes him down, but gets responded there by Kid.
Whoa.
Has a flash, but burned the ignite so far. Sitting on a double kill so far. Kid certainly is. Looking to try and ramp up his aggression in this game. Has the ultimate. Looking for the execute. Not going to find it. Waiting for that next skill 1 charge. And look to try and jump into this one. Joyce very low. Silent Battery committed. Looking to lock him in place. All these teleports coming on through. Looking to try and bolster the members of one team. They are flooding them with resources, flooding them with pressure. They've done enough with respawn timers at 45.
the biggest thing that happened in that fight is that Team Flash were basically compressed into one single area in that choke point. Therefore, it was so easy for Ninja 7 to land in all of the AoEs. Teleport.
Oh no, instant last breath straight away. Looking to try and contest this one as quickly as they can. Collectism locks in place too. Flag and drag to try and disengage away. The Dragon is still quite topped up and healthy, nowhere near smite range, so no need to panic just yet. They can buy some time, and they'll need time for Team Flash. As Shy's respawning, they're waiting for their bot lane to come back. And they've done enough here, Riku. The Dragon has reset.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty sweet deal. 2 teleports in exchange for the denial of that Elder Drake. I think, again, a pretty sweet deal. The fact that, again, the whole map is in favor of Team Flash, because look at top side. It is almost close to dying, and once they open that up, Team Flash will have more leeway to get this Mountain Drake for themselves. It's gonna keep pressuring one team. The fact that Shy also is carrying a teleport means that pressure is gonna continue building. He's either gonna stay in the Mountain Drake to fight, teleport instantly to top side, or vice versa. And now, one team has to expend resources again, as we can see Shanyo atop.
Yeah, they have to run it back once again. Oh, the hook shot across the wall. Look how far that assault on battery's gone. Buffers it with the Hexagon ultimatum, and they just walk away. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the iframe that you get because of the Hextech ultimatum basically cancels out the very, very long assault and battery. And therefore denies, again, that's one resource down. I mean, at this point of the game, 20 minutes in, the assault and battery is at a very relatively short cooldown, so Shy gets to continue his journey towards topside and destroying the inhibitor tower.
And what I love about this, Riku, is the fact that he knows that he's been the benefactor of so much pressure that he's saying, look, you've done a fantastic job of allowing me to put us in this 5-2 turret structure advantage. Now I'm going to draw that pressure back towards us. And what does that mean? Well, it means that the rest of Team Flash can be aggressive and look to do some invading of themselves. Yes, 20 minutes in, they're stealing away blues, they're getting down some vision, they're controlling this river, and looking to be the team that you have to face check into if you want this Mountain Elder.
Yeah, exactly. That is why, you know, you're going to be expending resources. Therefore, those resources will not be available on that Mountain Drake take, or, you know, the space will be enough for Team Flash to start over this dragon. And again, Shy is just doing a lot. It says there he has 3 deaths. It feels like the opposite. It feels like he has 3 kills with the lead that he has and the way that he has been affecting the entire map.
I mean, the KDA really doesn't tell the story of this game. It's been a completely different style here from Team Flash, who we've known aren't too keen to go for the split push, but they've done it here today. Inhibitor gone, and now the team fight breaks out. Beautiful knock-up. Grand entrance of smurfing. It really is the battle of the entrances, as the Galio's already gone. He's down for 50 seconds, and now a 4v5 breaks out. And can Team Flash win this one? They've taken 2 so far. They've got the numbers advantage. They've bullied away the Yasuo, and now that Dragon is taunting them, and they know this might be the way to close out this game.
What a fight! I mean, we talk about Shy all the time when it comes to map presence, but when it comes to team fight presence, you gotta hand it to Dialing. The way he's able to create these shockwaves to deter one team to be aggressive, to deny their heavy engage that they have. Mountain Drake.
Not gonna be enough. Trying to get in close range there for the smite steal by it with the one-man ultimate. Looking to lock in place one. Yeah, it's gonna be Ellie that falls on down. A response here. He frames it with the stopwatch. Not going to be enough. They both go golden, but they're going to fall on down. The only thing they're going to find here is a silver medal because they've lost that team fight. One by one, they crumble. Down for 40 seconds. Dialing again. Smurfing with the triple kill. And all the pressure to talk about 2 minutes prior. Their Nexus is down to 50%.
That's crazy. That is an open base. That means it could be free reign for Shy to keep pressuring that portion of the map. And the next thing that Team Flash has to get is this Baron. And one team, there's so many death timers. They can start it immediately while one team is not able to contest this one.
Team Flash here, looking to cause the upset and looking to say you might be the runner-up here in the Summer Super Cup, but we are a team that have had that play-ins buff. The questions now may be answered as to really how good was our group after all, as they are in a very commanding position, only up by 3,000 gold, but they've guaranteed the strongest buffs in the game. There's the Baron, and with the Mountain Elder, they've really got an invitation to close out this game with a win.
Exactly. Big true damage, getting that shield, getting that Omni Vamp as well, on top of getting that Baron buff for them to siege. I mean, one team without those buffs, they have been struggling in these fights, and the saddest thing about it is that one team created this team composition to team fight, and so far, Team Flash has been winning.
Oh no, Glory D might throw it all away. He goes to the face check. Locked in place with far too much CC. Insta one shot falls on down. But that Cataclysm follow-up, Joyce is really being a difference maker
Shy
here.
coming in.
The Shockwave not there, but it's found that double kill. He is dominating, and he has been dominating all game long. There is the triple, hunting for the quadra. He's got the godlike. The red team has surrendered. Competitive integrity out the window. They don't want to see the Nexus explode. They are done, and they're waiting for game 2.
What a shocking ending to this, well, entire game so far. It was a roller coaster. There's high expectations for one team, and they collapse because of the early game, because of Shy's presence. And they're saying, hey, we made this composition for team fight. Let's do that and win in that portion. No, it is Dialing that has been stepping up so far in this game, and all of his shockwaves are very, very impressive. Team Flash, the number 4 seed, by the way, coming from Vietnam, is just destroying one team.
And this is so crazy to me, is in the fashion that they did it, because we know that Team Flash are a team that want to team fight, that they want to take those skill checks with you. But they said, look, we respect one team. We know what their composition is built to do because they want a team fight. We have the ability, if need be, to try and split push. And that's exactly what they did. And from start to finish, the Shy put in a wonder show.
Yeah, it was the Shy show when it comes to map presence, map control, and basically you got one team not having that answer. We've seen them kill Shy 3 or 4 times already, but it doesn't exactly impact the map. And you have Dialing as well, who really stepped up in this competition, who can just basically flex from as an AD carry into these AP carry mage bot laners.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like frustration because we saw that they wanted to try and invade. They wanted to try and get the ball rolling and say, we're going to punish you for trying to play towards this play style that you are looking to try and scale into this game. You're trimming the wave. You're making it very difficult for us to siege, for us to try and answer back. That the only real option they had was to say, we're going to go for the Herald, we're going to go for the Drake. But they couldn't snowball that lead into anything really tangible.
Yeah, every single time, you know, it looked good so far for one team. They managed to get 2 out of 2 early objectives across the map, but again, we mentioned this earlier. Every single time one team decides to do something in the map, it's basically, you know, Team Flash